Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I have a back to school themed GFX for you guys. So I've been wanting to make this type of GFX for a really long time. I've actually had it saved, I've had it scheduled and everything. So finally it is the time to go back to school and make a back to school themed GFX. I was kind of wondering if you could vote in the top right corner, have you gone back to school yet? Because I know some people have, and I think some people haven't. I personally haven't yet, though I'm going to go back to school next week. So I'm just curious, have you or have you not gone back to school? So you should vote in the top right corner and let's see who wins. So right now I am just loading in all the characters and loading in the set for this GFX. I have a nice aesthetic school, like I tried to make it look super aesthetic. I'm homeschooled, so I'm not quite sure what public school would be like. Obviously, I'm sure it would not look like this, but I decided to make it all super cute modern colors. I put a plant there. I put a Polaroid sort of wall there. It's not really a wall, it's more like a Polaroid string, I guess you would call it. And then we also have some fairy lights at the top. I know that's probably not how any school looks ever, but I just thought it was so cute because I wanted, like I said, to make a super cute aesthetic school. So right now we are posing the first character. He's kind of themed, I guess, around flames and fire and stuff. I didn't even really notice this until I was editing this video, and then I was like, oh my goodness, like his backpack matches and his hair is all flamey. Like, didn't even notice that until I was editing. So obviously now he is the flame guy. We just made him leaned up right against the lockers. And now we have a sort of sunshine themed girl. She's got a really cute dog backpack. So we're just kind of posing her. She's going to be walking along, talking to her friend. You may have seen her friend when I loaded her in the beginning. So like I said before, we are just giving her a nice walking pose, like she is walking to a class, something like that. And just adjusting her backpack, making sure it's on her back. And now we are going to be bringing in her friend. Now her friend, I think, seems kind of more like a tomboy to me, you know, like with the backpack hanging off her shoulder and more of like the Converse and the hoodie. Well, it's not really a hoodie, it's more of a flannel, like a flannel tied around her waist. She just kind of reminded me more of a tomboy, so I really like that theme where we have the girl who's sunshine and we have also the girl who's sort of like a tomboy, so it's more like a girly girl and a tomboy. I don't know, I thought it was a pretty cool theme, and they are just walking together and talking on their first day of school. And I'm just kind of like sizing up the characters a little bit because they were a little too small, I guess, compared to the set. They just looked really small compared to the set, and I didn't like that, so I scaled them up. Then we are turning their heads and making sure they're all looking in the right direction, fixing her backpack, as you can see, and just fixing their legs, bending their arms. I'm trying to make it look like the girl on the right is telling a story. So like she had both her arms out. She's telling her friend what happened in one of her classes. A funny story, I guess we could say. Now I am loading in the HDRI. If you are interested in knowing how you can add an HDRI to your GFX, hit the link in the top right corner in the info card. I just did a tutorial on how you can add HDRIs to your GFX in Blender 2.8. So definitely be sure to check that out if you are interested. And as you can see, I'm just trying to get the lighting set up, making sure everything looks good. I think the lighting looks pretty good. I think it could have been better, but I don't think it was bad. This render actually took a long time. To render this GFX, it took like 40 minutes, which I guess some people, of course, tell me that takes them hours and hours, so really 40 minutes isn't a long time, but for me, that is a long time. But anyways, we are about to get into this render, so here you go. Alright, so now we are in paint.net. So as you can see, I ended up cropping down the image. I don't know why in the world I just didn't render a smaller image and had it take less time instead of just rendering it and then cropping it down. I don't know why I did that, honestly, but I guess that's just how I'm gonna do this GFX. Now you can see the little particle overlay that I'm adding at the bottom, and that actually started the theme of this whole GFX. As you will see at the end, when I add the text, you will understand the little sparkles at the bottom. So now I am just adding in some lights to make it look a little bit more colorful, and then adding in even more sparkles. So like I said, as you'll see, when I add the text, you will understand the whole theme of this back to school GFX. Now, I think I might be adding the text in just a second. I'm actually going to be blurring out the background a little bit so it looks a little bit better, because the door just looks too in focus for me. I didn't end up blurring out the background while rendering. I kind of wish I did, but unfortunately I just forgot, and then I couldn't do the render again, obviously, because it took 40 minutes, so I just decided to blur out the background and paint on it instead. And I think we got it all blurred out. So now we are just going to be adding, like I normally do, the black border around, so it's just kind of like a border that gives it more color. I'm just adjusting some colors. And then here is our little quote for the day that was completely inspired, bar the particle overlay that I found with the sparkles on the ground. And our quote is, "Leave a little sparkle wherever you go." I just thought that was so cute and would go so well with all the sparkles we added to this GFX. Here I am just trying to adjust the heart, though in the end I end up using a different font, so I don't know why. I thought this one was a little too hard to read and just looked weird with this GFX, so I ended up changing it. I know some people might like the other font more that I used, but I just like the one I ended up using in the very end. I just think it looked a lot better. And now we're adding some gradient to them to make them look golden, because I really thought it would look good if they were golden. And now we're just adding some borders to them, and then I think adding a shadow to them. And there is our first font, but then like I said, I'm going to be changing it again because I kind of didn't like how this one looked. So now, like I said, I am just adjusting the shadow, and then I'm going to make the characters glowing a little bit because I thought that would be so cute. So they're just going to be glowing like they're leaving some sparkle. They are just glowing and leaving sparkle behind them wherever they go. And now we're just going to be adding a little bit more sparkles because I thought it would go really well with the quote we added. So then I believe this is the time where I decided to change the font. I'm also just adding a little bit of shadow to the background just to make it look more realistic, because I just wanted the background to fade out a little bit, like it wasn't completely there. Like it was just a little bit farther back. Yep, now here is where I add my watermark. I'm just going to be adding that right in the top right corner, just to make sure that everyone knows the GFX is mine and hopefully no one takes it. So now I am just going to be adding the different font, and I tried to add a heart as you saw, but it did not look good, so I decided to go without the font. And then I'm going to be coloring the outline of the letters to be golden with a little bit of a darker brown at the bottom, so it looks really good in my opinion. And now we are just going to be adding the shadow to them, making sure everything looks good. I'm going to be changing that one just a little bit and just making the color a little bit more vibrant right there. I was also making sure I spelled wherever right there with my Google, because I thought I might have spelled it wrong, so I just wanted to be sure before I finished the GFX that I got it right. And that's pretty much it. So here is the finished product. I hope you guys like it. I think it turned out so well. I think it's just so cute. It has a good message, and it is perfect and in time for back to school. Like I said before, make sure to check out the top right info card for all the little things I linked up there, like a poll, to let me know if you've gone back to school yet, and also a tutorial of how to use HDRIs in Blender 2.8. If you are new to my channel, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you get future notifications whenever I post. And also, if you like this GFX and want to see more just like this one, please be sure to leave a big thumbs up. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!